A quick take on real estate data. Last year at this time, I did some analysis with Carla Marinko at Stockman Bank. We wanted to look at purchasing power. What could a buyer afford if they were looking for a single family home today at today's rates versus what can they afford if rates go up? Last year at this time, the average single family home was about $355,000. Whereas this year, the average single-family home is, or I should say median, is at $432,475. That was my first update you may have seen. So when we looked at this last year, what we found was that at the previous year's interest rates, in 2016, the interest rate was 3.625%. Whereas last year on March 6th, exactly 1 year ago, the rate was 4.125%. And we were asking ourselves, what did that change do to the purchasing power of a buyer looking at the average home? So we just, for round numbers, we said, if you're looking at a $400,000 home, your payment was about $1,856, I think. And for about that same payment with an interest rate at 4.125, you could get about a $380,000 home. So what did that all mean? Well, what it meant is for the buyer looking in that average Bozeman home, every time the rates go up on a 30-year, this was on a 30-year fixed with 20% down, fixed mortgage with 20% down. Every time that rate went up about 0.5%, the buyer lost about $20,000 of purchasing power. For that same payment, instead of being able to afford a loan on a home that was $400,000, they could afford a loan on a home that was $380,000. So what's happened since a year ago? Well, that rate that was at 4.125% for that 30-year fixed, kind of this average product that we were looking at, it's now up just 1/4 of a point, which is not bad. I mean, still historically low rates, but it's at 4.35% today. So a buyer has lost about $10,000 purchasing power from where they were last year at this time, which is great, which is not as bad as it could be, I guess. I was expecting interest rates maybe to go up by 0.5 point or maybe even more, but now the average home price has come up so much that you put the two together and things are definitely getting a little harder to afford in Bozeman. What are rates going to do this year? I think most experts are saying they think rates will increase again. So just keep that in mind. Every 0.5 point they go up, you're going to lose about $20,000 of purchasing power. So if you are interested in buying a home, it might be a good time to get in while the rates are still low, although I know many families are struggling to deal with the increasing prices right in the Bozeman area in particular. Curtis Johnson with a quick thought on real estate. If you have more questions about the market, the data, or interested in finding a house, give me a call, 579-1000. Thanks.